Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Serena and I am your go-to source for all things sensitive. Today in our video, we're going to be talking about what is a highly sensitive person and 3 things that you need to know about highly sensitive people. So number 1, a highly sensitive person actually makes up 15 to 20% of the population. So what this means actually is that 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people are highly sensitive. So it's actually quite rare. For highly sensitive people, that might sound actually like a bigger percentage than we think are actually out there. But really, when it comes down to it, they are quite rare. So me growing up, actually, I had 5 people in my household growing up, and I'm the only one of them. So it stands to reason that 15 to 20% of the population, every 1 in 5 people, or around 1 in 6 people, are going to be considered highly sensitive. And so what this means for the highly sensitive person is that there's going to be a feeling of disconnection from the people around them. And I don't mean disconnection in a way that they can't relate, but disconnection in a way that they question their own reality and they question the way that they perceive reality. So the reason for this is because of the fact that they are so sensitive that when they are perceiving their reality, they are taking in a higher level of stimulus than most people are around them. And so with this, what that means is that they not only are noticing things that other people aren't noticing, but they're noticing that other people aren't noticing. So for a highly sensitive person, this can actually lead to feeling very disconnected or feeling very unsure of their own reality. So because of this, they oftentimes look for assurance outside of themselves, or they oftentimes feel like they have to abandon themselves, or they feel that what they're perceiving is not correct, or it is bad or wrong. So a lot of highly sensitive people, this can lead to trauma and personality differences growing up. Number 2. So the second thing I want everybody to know about a highly sensitive person is that it actually is the way that the nervous system takes in information. Okay, so the way that our bodies perceive information, we have these 5 senses, and anything we touch, taste, smell, hear, feel, everything like that is coming into our system. Okay, so the highly sensitive person, their nervous system, which has to do with your brain and all the systems in your body, actually are more sensitive to external stimulus that's coming in. So because of this, we'll oftentimes see highly sensitive people, a lot of times by other people, will be perceived as, irrational, maybe crazy, maybe overly emotional or overly expressive for whatever the situation warrants. And so I can give you a short example for me of what that looked like. So my dad's famous words for me growing up was, he would always say, well, there goes Serena making a mountain out of a molehill again. And this was his way of saying, what the situation seemed to him was really small, but what it felt like to me was really big, right? And so when a highly sensitive person feels something, it's to a more extreme level than the rest of the population does. So for me, right, when I was a child and something would happen and I would have this big emotional reaction, or whether it's positive or negative, it's not just negative things. It's all stimulus that's coming in. So it can be positive and it can also be negative. But what happened for me when I was a kid was, I was feeling the mountain while everybody else around me was feeling the molehill. So there was this misunderstanding of, okay, Serena's, experiencing something that's different than what everybody else is experiencing. And it was just to a more intense degree, which this is actually quite a gift because you can see, hear, smell, all your senses, every sense that you have is heightened, so everything is more intense, which is actually quite a beautiful gift because you live life a lot more colorfully. And the third thing that you need to know about highly sensitive people is that high sensitivity is actually a spectrum, okay? So if you identify as highly sensitive, a lot of times there's a lot of personality tests out there, or there's a lot of quizzes or articles on high sensitivity, and sometimes we can resonate with some of them and not the other ones. So the reason for this is actually because high sensitivity is a spectrum, and you can be slightly highly sensitive, you can be a little more highly sensitive, or you can be extremely highly sensitive, just in the way that, everybody on this earth is different. Highly sensitive people come in all shapes and sizes and intensities as well. So not every highly sensitive person is going to have the same triggers as other highly sensitive people. For some highly sensitive people, it might be someone chewing their food, and for others, it might be scratchy clothing. Some, it might be both. So a lot of this actually has to do with growing up. And the things that triggered you growing up then will carry over into, early adulthood, or just, full-blown adulthood. And your triggers will be based on the things that triggered you because of your highly sensitive childhood as well. So not all highly sensitive people are exactly the same. It is a spectrum. If you don't resonate with all the highly sensitive attributes, that could be because you just have some sensitivities and not all of them. So just know that you are still unique. Being highly sensitive is not it's not a death label. I think that one of the important things to know here is that being highly sensitive it doesn't mean you have to have a smaller life. It doesn't mean you're not capable of the things that other people are capable of. This is something that makes your life, or can make your life, more full when you learn to embrace it. So it's not something that you have to hide or shy away from, and it is absolutely something that you should do more research on, or the people that are around you should be educated on, so that they can know how to best support you, because it is a very valuable trait, and it's a very valuable way to operate. It's actually an evolutionary trait. So they have traced this high sensitive nature into different animals as well, in the way that they evolve. So it truly is a genetic trait. It's not changeable. Believe me, I have tried. Story for another day, but I have, traveled and gone all over the place trying to make myself as uncomfortable as possible in order to break my high sensitivity. And let me tell you, it doesn't happen. It's the way that your body takes in and understands and perceives information. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So there you go, guys. That was my 3 things that you needed to know about highly sensitive people. And if you enjoyed this video, if any of it resonated with you, look forward to my next video that's coming, which is going to be 5 ways that you can tell if you are a highly sensitive person. So that video is coming up. If you liked this one, please subscribe, please like, please leave me beautiful comments, and I hope you have an amazing day. Big love from Serena.